Hey y'all, it's your friendly neighborhood therapist. And guess what? It is February 28th, 2025. So it is day 28 in our series of lesser known facts and lesser known people of the culture for Black History Month. And it is officially the last day of Black History Month. So honestly, I just want to talk to y'all for a minute. Let's rap for a minute. The reason I do this series now, and I'm adamant about doing it, this is my third year, is because there is a reason that what has been taught to us in schools and what is promoted and what is publicized is very curated. It is very selective. And that's why I choose to teach things that are not taught for the most part. A lot of the things I look up, I didn't even learn in my African American Studies class in college. And no, you can't fit everything into one class or two classes. It's too much history for that. Even if we consider just history on a larger scale, all of history, it's too much to put into a couple of courses or classes, right? So no one is going to know all things about any history. However, when it comes to Black Americans specifically, when it comes to us, ours is very, very curated in schools. And there's a reason for that. See, when the oppressors and colonizers get to dictate what you learn, then you learn what they deem fit. And you don't learn the things that would really help you understand just who you come from. We come from a phenomenal people, period, point blank. And that is not to say that there are not bad people in our history. That is not to say that there are not negatives in our history stemming from us. We are multifaceted. We are not all good. We are not all great. We are not all excellent. We are not all this or that. We are multifaceted. Just like any other culture, we encompass everything, right? But when others dictate what we see, they also dictate how we see ourselves. So that's why this is so important to me. It's a reason why I didn't learn about Nat Turner's rebellion or any of the other rebellions I taught y'all about the other day until I was grown. And I had to learn it on my own. There's a reason that we didn't know about all the different boycotts that have occurred throughout Black history specifically. There's a reason you don't learn about certain Black inventors and Black scholars and Black people who have done so much. It's a reason why we know so many entertainers, though. We know a lot of entertainers, we know a lot of celebrities, we know a lot of athletes, and there's nothing wrong with going into those fields, but it's a reason why that is the focus. Because here it's always been, what can you do for our entertainment? Entertain us. Shut up and dribble. That's what it's always been. So that's who gets highlighted, not the teachers who taught the greats, not the scientists, not the Black women who fought behind the lines and brought a lot of our movements into fruition. None of that. And I want y'all to think about why that is. Now, just because it's the last day of Black History Month does not mean we cannot continue to learn and grow. Black history is 365 days of the year, period, point blank. You can learn something new every day on your own, but you have to be willing to do that. Now, that being said, I do want to give y'all a little bit of a lesson today. So, as we know, today there is a boycott that is supposed to be occurring. Now, I have not purchased anything all day. I am going to participate in this. I'm going to participate without a care for who decides not to. I don't care what your reasoning is, it's really irrelevant. But what I will say is if you look at the history of movements, protests, boycotts, they never had 100% participation. Never. Even the big ones like the Montgomery bus boycott, 90% participation. But there will always be 10% who are just contrarian or who just don't. And as I have said, participating in things like this is a privilege in many ways. However, I want y'all to realize something. Research, extensive research actually shows that it doesn't take 100% or even 90% to see change. It really only takes 3.5% of the population to participate in a protest to ensure that serious change occurs. And in our case, serious political change occurs. 3.5%. That's all. That's all it takes. Now, I want y'all to understand that the times we living in right now, it really is highlighting the fact that not much has changed socially. Yes, we have rights now. And yes, there are black people who are rich, there are black people who are successful, and that's wonderful. But to ignore the fact that even those black people, even them, still deal with certain things due to systemic racism, due to white supremacy, due to unchecked capitalism. We can't ignore that. We can't ignore that. So I just want y'all to know that yes, as a people, we are not a monolith. We are all different. We will never all agree, and that is okay. But at the very least, we need to learn how to unify as much as we can. We do not want to go back to a time where America was great because it was never great for us. In this month alone, the post I have done on this series, I've posted them here and I've posted them on my YouTube page, right? These type of posts don't get the same traction as others, and that's not a foreign concept. I have said over and over again, anything positive doesn't get the traction that controversial or negative things get. I pay attention to my algorithm quite a bit, and trying to push positivity and teach about who we are and who we come from doesn't get the same traction. And I'm okay with that. It's not going to stop me from doing it because I do it for my own enjoyment and my own growth. I learn a lot when I'm doing these things. But also on some of my YouTube posts, of course, I get the same thing from certain people. When I did the reparations post, y'all stay playing victim. How would you suggest you get reparations? How would you, like, that's unnecessary. That is very unnecessary. But it's going to keep happening because mindsets don't shift. People who are racist are racist. People who hate us hate us. We needn't worry about them. That is none of our business. But the fact that those mindsets end up in high places like the White House is our business. And although much of the 92% said we are resting, just know we still a nuck if you buck. Okay? Just know that. Some of us refuse to go back to when America was great. So yeah, I just wanted to leave y'all with that. No big lessons today. Just keep in mind that it only takes 3.5% of a people to elicit change. And try to ignore people who on that bullshit. They don't matter in the grand scheme of things. I hope y'all learned a lot this month. I hope you continue to learn. And I hope y'all continue to follow me for more content, more mental health content, more black content, more all of it. Y'all have a beautiful, wonderful rest of the evening, and I will holler at y'all later.